Well, to KZN now, where 3 suspects will appear in court tomorrow in connection with the deadly 2021 July unrest. The Hawks say 2 suspects arrested today are from KwaZulu-Natal, another from the northwest. 22 individuals were arrested over the past week in KZN, and they're expected back in court later this month. They were granted bail in the Durban Magistrate's court on Friday. The Hawks are saying more arrests are expected as they continue with their probe into that deadly unrest, which claimed over 300 lives and led to billions in damages. This is particularly to the KZN economy. One of the people who survived the attacks in Phoenix is Ntethelelo Mkhize. Ntethelelo, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. Firstly, your reaction to these arrests.
Good evening, Kathy. To be quite honest with you. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
No, to be quite honest with you, we victims are not happy because, why they're only showing the faces of the instigator, the alleged instigators, whereas the Indians who killed people and left orphans, on empty stomach are not being shown on the media. And let's do away from this painting, from this picture of telling it like people who were killed in Phoenix were looting in Phoenix. It's nothing like that. There are no businesses, no shops were looted in Phoenix. This was a well-orchestrated, assassination of African people. And the stats of the mortality is going up. Just recently, another guy, has passed on due to the extent of the injuries he had on that day. So, I'm not happy. We're not happy. Yeah, that's all we can say for now. We are crying and dying for the intervention of justice on this because cases are being cancelled and, victims are getting away with murder. The suspects are getting away with murder, and we've exhausted all the avenues trying to get justice where you've been told that, there's nothing we can do. We've been instructed to sweep everything under carpet. I, for myself, in my case, I saw people who killed my friend, shot me, touched my car. I saw them, and they're walking on the street, boasting about that. How do you sleep at night when you have seen someone who has killed your friend, your brothers, almost killed you, tortured your car? How do you sleep at night without thinking of retaliation?
Of course, the difficulty, again, with an investigation like what we're seeing now, these kind of arrests happening a year after the fact, the longer time passes, the more difficult it's going to be for the police to gather the necessary evidence to bring solid cases, particularly for the NPA, before the courts that can secure convictions.
No, Kathy, I would like to differ on that one, on the tangibility of the evidence to prove everything in the courts of law. Because, we saw people. It's not like we didn't see people. And in the court, statements were changed to give these people a leeway to escape with murder. So, the justice is not being done. And this thing has gone political, where even, our political leaders, are intervening on this thing. And you see them going on one side, not coming to the victim. So it's all of those things where one will think, okay, black lives doesn't matter. Indians are posting about this thing on the streets. I'm telling you, Katie, a verified information. I'm telling you a verified information where I've put it to the various heads of police that Indian police from Phoenix police station were part of this. And it's verified. We're part of the killings of Africans.
So, and what kind of response have you had to those allegations?
Mkhize, please, we're going to get back to you.
Nothing more than that?
Nothing more than that. It has gone as far as where investigating officers are not even taking our calls. So we really don't know if it's still on those lines of sweeping everything under carpet, because that has came into our ears. That one of the superiors in government have instructed police to sweep everything under carpet and everyone, because there is no money to compensate Zulus. That is how the statement came into my ears.
So basically you are saying that the motive to not ensure successful prosecutions is due to the fact that it will strengthen the civil claims that victims like yourself are pursuing against the state.
Perfectly so, Kathy. And to add, just to do a cover-up of the police, of Indian police from Phoenix police station, who were part of the killings of Africans. And this thing was well planned, well orchestrated. I can even, I'm willing to even come forward and discuss everything and put everything on the table of the police. But we're not given that opportunity. We see them, they're still operating business as usual and nothing is happening. There are no arrests happening. But our kids, I for myself, I'm battling to pay for my school, for my kids' school fees, to support my family, because I'm at home. I've lost a car. I'm at home. I got no income. So how do I survive from that? How do I go without being bitter and not thinking of retaliation? I'm still at home, and so many people, their families are left with nothing. Like the family of Mr. Nzusa, who was the only breadwinner in his household.
So do you believe that the opportunity that you had to give evidence before the Human Rights Commission when it conducted its own independent inquiry into this, that was not sufficient to provide that inquiry with the allegations that you're talking about against the said officers and also those in government who you believe are part of this big conspiracy or cover-up?
When I was interviewed on the Human Rights Commission, I was still fresh from the hospital, and at that time I didn't have much information as I have now. So there are more things that I didn't mention on the day. And that interview was on the basis of a storytelling of what actually transpired on the day. So it was not on the basis of doing investigation and so forth.
All right. Ntethelelo Mkhize, who is a Phoenix survivor, and you heard there his views in as far as these arrests are concerned.